Thank you for your dedication and Esther's dedication. It's interesting, I'm almost a blank, but not really. Where do we go and what decisions are we to make as we walk through and the manifestations come, and yet it feels like there's something deeper we want, or I want, as I go?
Well, it isn't about what you create, which is what most humans mean when they say manifestation. It's about the act of creating. It's about the energy flow of creating. It's about the thrill of the focus of creating. It's about the harnessing of the energy of the universe that creates worlds and utilizing it for your joyful purposes. Because the world doesn't need more paintings or more sculptures, really. It doesn't need another book. It's not in need of anything, but it sure is fun to create it. So an environment that inspires focus is what it's all about. And that focus that then brings more focus is even more what it's about. And when you get enough of that going, then those thoughts begin turning to things, which are just the inevitable result of focusing. Wanted or unwanted, those things come about. So when you get a handle on it, people say things that they come to feel are a little bit trite or frivolous when they say the joy is in the journey. And so many people have said the joy is in the journey that doesn't even have much of an impact for you anymore. But it really is the joyful journey that you came for. And the thing that we want you to remember is that that journey never ends. And so our favorite thing is when someone settles in to a clear knowing that this current focus that they've got going, which is currently giving them pleasure because they're focusing and they're having to balance and they're learning better balance, and then results are coming in response, and so they're able to make the association between what they're doing with thoughts and how their energy is balanced, meaning thoughts versus thoughts or thoughts with thoughts, and then what results are coming. The pleasure that people take is like your hands in the clay of watching the universe form to the ever-changing and new decisions that you're coming to. You are source energy in physical bodies. You are the creator. Are the creators. You are a creative arm of what you want to call the creator, but the creator wants to call you the creator. That what you want to call the creator wants to call you the creator, because without you deciding and discerning and finding the alignment. So now what the conversation is really about is you're doing that all the time, but how much of it are you doing deliberately? Because you can't help but add to the universe just by being and observing and knee-jerking around. You're launching rockets of desires all day, every day. And future generations will live the benefit of the things that you've requested. But when you get this whole picture in your mind, so you are in the moment discovering some new desire. In other words, instead of living and contrast showing you that you want something and you immediately taking the hit, I want this thing I don't have, you'll reach the place where you will savor the birthing of a new, not yet manifested desire. Because it reaches the place where the manifestation is not the main event. The alignment, the clarity, the new focus, the energy flowing through you, the feeling of empowerment and upliftment. And then, yeah, it's going to manifest. You're going to say yippee for a minute. It's going to manifest, and it's going to stand as the evidence of the alignment that you found. But it's thoughts turning to things that you're about, not wanting things that you need thoughts to make the things. It's the experience of thoughts turning to things. It's thoughts turning. It's not the things. But if you didn't want the things, then you wouldn't focus and the thoughts wouldn't turn. Does that make sense? It's like everything you live every day. It's like the enjoyment of good company for no good reason. You're not forming an army. You're not going to go tear down a wall. You're just together for the joy of being together, for the opportunity that you've struck a vibration with your inner being, and others maybe in the gathering have struck alignment with their inner being, and now you all have access to all of that that you didn't have before you gathered. Ooh, that puts inner being in a different light, doesn't it? Now, because you hooked up with your inner being, who's hooked up with all the other beings, other inner beings, now you have access to all that the other inner beings are about through your inner being. You don't think that's fun? Whew. That's where inventions come from. That's where new concepts come from. That's where new ways of learning to live together come from. In other words, expansion never ends. But humans don't utilize expansion in a joyful way as much as we would like them to. They find a little glimpse of expansion and then they yearn for it, or they long for it, or they feel guilty that they haven't allowed it, or they're jealous that some are getting more of the expansion than they are. Where when you're tuned in with your inner being, you revel in every new piece of expansion. Something to think about, something to purchase maybe, something to place somewhere, something to enhance something to gift someone. And that's what every morsel of life is like for you all. You're looking for something to want. You're looking for something that is beyond what you have, that's not so far that you don't believe it, but is far enough that it rings your bell. That's the secret of living happily ever after. That's the joy of the eternal life that you are about, you say. Yeah. It's not your manifestations that have rung our bells. It's your desires and your new movement toward those desires that is thrilling beyond physical word description. Getting in the flow of who you are. Manifestations are great, and we want every one of them for you. And manifestation could be the house that you drove by and knew that you wanted and now you live in it. That's a manifestation. A relationship that you have identified the pieces of it that you like, and then someone shows up and it just fits, and now you're living happily ever after together. That's a manifestation. But so is a thought that occurred to you a manifestation. So let's change the word manifestation just for a little while to the word indication. So the car in the garage is an indication that you lined up with it and didn't get in the way of it and you let it come. And the lover in your bed is an indication that you lined up with it and didn't get in the way of it and you allowed it in. And the thought that occurs to you is a manifestation of an open passageway and an absence of resistance where you allowed that thought to occur and that thought to occur and that thought to occur. So what you have helped us to say in this wonderful conclusion, it's what we've been reaching for all day, is that thoughts are turning, thoughts are turning, thoughts are turning, thoughts are turning. Thoughts are turning to things. But it's not the things that you're about. It's the thoughts turning, the thoughts turning, the thoughts turning, the thoughts turning, the thoughts turning. So it's like joyful journey, joyful journey, joyful journey, joyful journey, joyful journey, lunch. Joyful journey, joyful journey, joyful journey, joyful journey, new car. Joyful journey, joyful journey, joyful journey, joyful journey. Joyful journey, negative emotion, still joyful journey. Because I know from my step 5 position that this negative emotion means something. It means I've bumped up against something new that I want, that I haven't managed vibrationally yet. You know how I know I haven't managed it vibrationally? It hurt me. My inner being didn't go there. I'm not seeing it the way my inner being is seeing it. More time to contemplate. I want that new thought to mesh with everything that I am. I want the love that I am to permeate everything that is new. That's how you can trust that your inner being will never lead you astray. That's how you can trust that there is no source of evil. That's how you can trust that well-being abounds. That's how you can trust that you can find your way. We want you to know that you can be or do or have anything that you desire, anything. There's nothing off limits. And every day is just an opportunity for you to define it. And once you know that, then the defining process will be such a joyful journey. Just remember, when you say, I can't have it, and you feel bad, your inner being's over there saying, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. No, I can't. Yes, you can. No, I can't have it. Yes, you can. Your inner being's saying, we don't mean to make you defensive. And we know you're not ready to accept it now, but you can. Just reach for a little more satisfaction and watch what happens to you. It's okay. I can play it out. It is certain, and I'm going to have fun in the honing of the vibration that allows it to come to me. In fact, the longer it takes, the more fun I'll have. It's the trail you want. It's the journey you want. There is no destination that will ever finally satisfy you. Ever. Truly. The longer it takes, the more fun I'll have. The more opportunity to clarify. I'm glad that I can feel my proximity to it. I like it. I like that I've given birth to this, and I like that it's mine. And I like that it's coming, and I like the journey on the way to it. And when it manifests, I'll be better for having wanted it. The very existence of the idea of it has made me more. And as I come into alignment more and more with it every day, my sensation of worthiness will come into place more and more. Yeah, you're right on track. Everything's perfect. It's wonderful. If you'll let the journey be your goal rather than the destination, then you're having instant success. And the manifestation is certain. I always get what I want eventually. And I'm way smarter now than I was last time I really wanted something. I'm really good at this. I now understand the laws of the universe. And I now understand my relationship with what I want. And I now get it that my singular endeavor is to ready myself for the receiving of it in my grid. It's in the vortex, it's ready to flow in. I've just got to bring my vibration of my grid up to the vibrational level of it. And then I will experience the revelation of the path along the way. So much fun.